Okay, take number 112. Shit. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Lady Nika. We're gonna talk a little bit about this week's episode of the Have and Have Nots. I apologize that I'm late getting it to you. Child, look here. It's over 100 degrees. I done been out in it all day because unlike wealthy people, us working class people do have to return to work regardless of what you may have been through. So I'm kind of drained from that. I'm not on one of my best days. In fact, I feel like a ball of shit, girl. But I'm here. I'm gonna try to give you what I can. I hope it's what you're looking for, or what you need, or what you expected. I hope I meet your expectations. If I don't, I apologize. Maybe I'll be a little bit better the next week, because today I just don't feel good. But I wanted to go ahead and get my shit out like I supposed to. Now we're going to start back off at Veronica's house, because you know Veronica was out there talking to that police officer because she had seen an alleged lurker in her neighborhood. And so she out there running them out with the police. Meanwhile, in the meantime, in between time, that damn Maggie done pulled up, and she portraying like her and Maggie such cool friends that Maggie gone in the house, girl, I'll be right there with you. So Maggie gone to that door. I don't understand why Maggie didn't feel like something wrong with that, for her to be so kind to her, knowing their situation, but she didn't, and she went to that door and she got what she got. They killed Maggie. That shooter that was sitting in Veronica's home waiting on Maggie to show her ass up, that person showed they did their job. They shot her a couple of times. Dead to the ground is what Maggie was, okay? Meanwhile, you got the officer telling Veronica to get down. She hooping and hollering, talking about, screaming, talking about her friend Maggie. Now, this was a little crazy to me. The gunman, instead of exiting out the rear of the building or the home like they normally do when somebody robbing you, he comes out the front and gets into a shootout with the officer and subsequently ends up getting shot and killed, okay? So, Maggie did. I'm sorry, Maggie. And Veronica playing her role like she's so distraught. Now let's go over to Candace's house, because see, her and Jeffrey is racking their brains trying to figure out how Veronica know they committed that murder in her house. They back and forth that who could have leaked any information. Jeffrey losing his damn mind. Jeffrey act like he was about to be took to the king. He was losing it. He said he wished he was as manipulative as his mother, Candace, and everybody else around him, so he could just get the hell away from all of them. Well, Candace trying to, hold Jeffrey together, but she also asking questions, like, did you happen to have maybe said anything to Wyatt? Because in the book of her mind, he tells Wyatt everything. He telling her no, but he flipped it on her. He said, well, maybe your brother told her, because your brother is sleeping with my mama. Now, she couldn't believe that, because that just don't sound like something Benny would do. He said, look, I got proof, and as soon as I can get to my phone, I'm going to download it back. I'm going to back up all my information from my previous phone, and I'm going to show you. Because, see, at first, he wanted her to dig up the body because he thought that maybe Veronica had got hold to the tracking system on his phone. And on his keys, and maybe that's how she knew that they were there, but that ain't the case. And they get into this debate about who gonna dig up that body to get them keys from up under that child. They ain't gonna do none of that, because ain't nobody gonna disrespect the dead anymore. She just basically say he gonna have to prove to her that her brother is sleeping with his mama, because that's nasty. And he said he ain't got no problem doing that. But one thing he know is he gonna have to do something, because Veronica is very meticulous. She watches everything, and everything she must have an answer for, and she won't leave it alone until she gets an answer for it. So he basically knows that going back and pretending with Melissa is not an option for him. He's not going to do that, and I don't blame him. Why should I pretend that I'm straight in this happy marriage when I don't do women? I am, well, the way Jeffrey means act, I don't know who the top or bottom, but we're going to leave that alone. He said he going to have to get his mama before she get him. Okay? Now, let's go over to the bus stop bench, and we got Sister Hannah sitting out there waiting on a bus that ain't going to come until the next day, because she missed her last bus. Benny pull up because he see her, and he trying to convince her to come and, come on, go to my house, but she's still in her feelings because she say her daughter hit her. Well, he's saying to her, well, mama, you hit her too. She said, so that make it right. And I was here with Hannah because I don't care at the end of the day. That is your mother, and you had no right to put your hands on your mama. I don't care what she did. The book don't say that I got to honor you, although we do. We are supposed to treat each other the way we want to be treated. Girl, you hit your mama, so I understand why her mama is upset about that. But she also upset because she don't want Benny to be suing them damn Harringtons. No, Criers. Okay. And she's telling him that that's greed. Well, Hannah, I got a little scripture for you too, because while you telling him that getting his coin from the Criers is greed, staying outside, not having a place to stay, knowing you got options of places you can lay your head, falls under pride, and that is one of the 7 deadly sins as well, hon. So, you know, I beef down for Hannah a lot of times, but I also have noticed in me watching this show, especially reviewing it, that Hannah has a habit of taking scriptures and using it to her advantage. When a scripture fits her, it's okay. Many times that's what a lot of Christians do, and that's the reason why the church house is so empty nowadays, because you got these Christians out here that's supposed to be practicing love, but all they seem to can do is find scriptures that fit what they need to say to you or how they want to judge you. And if I'm not mistaken, the good book says that we're not supposed to be judging unless we want to stand in judgment. And I don't think nobody really do. So she's sitting there telling him that to go after them people for money would be greed. Now remember, at first, the end of last season, all of it was a sin. Some kind of way the house and the tow yard then became a blessing, and he needs to just accept that his blessing was that, and that he needs to not be trying to get any monies from the Criers more than what him and Candace already got. He told her, he said, well, look, I tell you what, I won't sue him. I won't sue them if you just come on and stay with me. She was talking about it don't work like that, Benjamin. Yes, it do, Hannah. In the real world, you got to give in order to get. He just want to see his mama live decent. He don't want to have to worry about her being out here in these old, what we call these streets out here. Well, she is trying to tell him that she don't necessarily want to live in his house, knowing she ain't got no damn where to go. She just don't want him to sue them people. He said, well, look, I tell you what, if you don't want to come stay with me, what I'll do is I'll go ahead on and sue. I'll win, and then I'll just buy you your own house. That's when the wheels on her head start turning, and she started thinking about little Quincy again. And she wants him to take her back over to Candace's house to try to beg for Candace to allow her to raise that boy. He know, I know, and everybody watching this show know Candace ain't here for that. Candace is not going to give you her child to raise because you and her don't get along, and somewhere along the way she feel like you failed as a parent, maybe with her or whatnot. I don't know. But he say, you know she ain't gonna let you stay. She said, well, won't you ask for me? Ask her, can you have him? Now, I was thinking the same thing he was thinking. She ain't gonna agree to me either, because to give the child to me is like giving the child to you. But Hannah want him to try that, and just so she would get in that car and let him take her to a safe place to be, opposed to sitting on the bus stop bench. He go ahead on and tell her, yeah, mama, I do that, but let me drop you off at home first, okay? So we gonna see him try to get her to Candace to agree to giving up adoption. I mean, to giving up her custody rights over her child, okay? And now let's go down to the Sarandon Hotel. Y'all know this is one of the premier hotels of the rich and famous. Well, we got Polly Wide, and he laying dead to the bed over there. So says security. I don't know why, y'all, but, and I ain't watched nobody review, so I don't know what they said, but I'm here to tell y'all, I bet you Wyatt ain't dead. Now, he might be dead. He might be. Tyler might have wrote this shit out the way we had hoped that he was going to write it out. But I don't know. It's just something don't seem right to me for them to kill off Amanda and Wyatt in the same season. I don't know. I don't quite think he did. I think that he may be in a drug-induced coma, and I know for a fact, don't ask me how, that you can appear dead but not be dead when you're in one of those drug overdoses like that. But they saying he did, and then the security ain't got no proof, because they sitting in there talking about they always come down here to OD. So the average Joe Blow can't go to the surroundings. So what you telling us is the lifestyles of the rich and famous, they come there to get coked up and OD in your hotel, giving your hotel a bad name. Child, I caught that, did y'all? Now, we get this scene where Candace receives this call from old boy from down at the bank. Now, remember last season, he, at the end of last, before the, what was this, a spring break or whatever? Well, anyway, before the break, child, he had, you know what, since I started smoking, my mouth be juicy than a motherfucker now. Ooh. But my throat be dry. But anyhow, she get this call from the bank guy, and he's saying, look, I think I maybe have figured out how to twerk something, shake something, and I might be able to go on and get you that money that you need in the 2 days. So Candace is excited. She thinking, okay, we in there. He tell her he will give her a call back the next day with more information, but pretty much he letting her know they gonna give her this loan she want for the tow yard and the 2 houses, okay? Soon as he hang up the phone with her, we know that the camera pans to allow us to see that he's still down at the jail with Jim, and Jim is crusading for her to get this money, because see, in 14 days, per the contract that she will probably sign, she is going to have to come up with all the money that they gave her, or she's going to lose the 2 houses and the business. Now, I'm hoping and praying that Candace, some kind of way, her spidey senses come back to life, because they've been dead since Oscar. I'm hoping this girl is smart as she seemed and have been in previous times, enough to know that something is wrong with this and to really read that contract before she signs it and receives these funds. But with so much going on, I don't know. And plus, war got her on the verge of being scared every 5 minutes, so we don't know if she's going to realize that it's some bullshit to this or not. But we also saw once she hung up with the banker that she did in fact call Ward just to let him know, I will have your money. Now that's all she had to say to him. But he don't want to talk on the phone. He gonna insist that she come down to Bennett tow yard so she can talk to him. And I'm like, go down there for what? She just told you what she had to say. I had your cheese in 2 days. What's the purpose of going to meet him? Because he wants to harass her some more. That's all the hell it was, child. He had her ass pussy pop on down there to the tow yard, child. Now, I'm going to go on and clear this one on. I'm going to go on and wrap this one on up, okay? So, we get Mitch ass up. Now, before Candace and Benny pull up, Mitch ass is down there. You remember Mitch, the white boy that worked for Benny, his homeboy. He apparently is giving people back their calls that, you know, once they told, if he want a sexual favor from you or he finds you to be attractive, he'll take a little pussy opposed to paying the tow cost or whatever it is to get your car out of impound, okay, out the tow yard. He is telling this girl that he got there with him, he got in the bed of this truck that's out of clothes, apparently he's sleeping with her, that it's his business. She looking up on the moniker and it's saying Benny's tow yard, but he's saying that he just recently acquired it and he hasn't had the opportunity to change the name. So he playing games, child. He doing wrong too, because if you getting paid in pussy, that means Ben ain't getting his coin for some of these calls that's coming on his lot. But we ain't gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about the fact that while he's in the bed of this truck running this lie to this girl, that Benny and that not Benny, what that Warlock and Candace pull up. Now she tell him the same thing. Keep in mind, Mitch is in the bed of the truck with the female telling her to be quiet and they listening. She telling him the same thing she said on the phone. She said, I had your money in 2 days. I got a loan from the bank. Now, even War said, girl, they going to give you that kind of money in 2 days. She's like, yeah. He said, Candace, that don't sound right. Now, even the man that's putting the pressure on you is telling you, think, girl, think. And she ain't thinking. She over there talking about that, well, they doing it for me. He said, well, okay. And that's when we seen the 37 personalities that is Warlock. His child, he went from reminiscing on how they used to be close together. Well, what he did was he talked. Keep in mind, Mitch is listening. So he is talking. He telling her how he kidnapped a federal judge and held him hostage in his basement, and she played him out of money, and he's hurt behind that, and how they grew up together, and how he hate that she treated him so bad, because now he gotta treat her like these crack holes out on the street, and he don't want to have to do that. He talking about he don't want to have to hurt Benny, and we find out that he actually fucked his daddy up, possibly killing him, all because his daddy betrayed him, and he telling Candace, you shouldn't have never betrayed me. But Candace know not to say she's sorry. Whatever it is about saying she's sorry that triggers him to go completely off, she knew not to say that. So she wasn't saying she was sorry. She was just saying, I know. And he was like, well, if you know, you keep saying you know, but yet you did all of this stuff. Then he noticed what she got on. She got on this little red flimsy little dress with nothing on underneath. He asked her what she got on underneath her clothes. She say nothing. He's like, so see, you coming down here, you think because you hot, I won't get to your ass, I won't do you. Well, he winds up raping her, standing up at the fence, and I wasn't here for that. I don't like rape scenes at all. But okay, he raped her, and while he raping her, she ain't enjoying herself. She's sitting over there grimacing and making her several faces as he's pushing her up against the fence, I guess, as he giving her thrusts from behind. She noticed that Mitch is in the bed of that truck. She don't say nothing, and Mitch don't say nothing. In fact, Mitch puts his head down. So now Mitch know everything. Mitch done heard it all. He know more than Benny do. He know she done robbed this man. She done played Jim Crow all this damn money. He know that Warden sat there and kidnapped that man to help her do that. He know she done played him out of money. He know that War is threatening to fuck Candace and Benny up if he don't get his money in 2 days. And I just wonder what he gonna do with all that information. But he damn sure now knows everything. Now, let's go back over to the surrounding, if you will. And we're gonna go to the bar area. And Jeffrey's sitting over there sulking about the situation that he's currently in. He got to figure out how to get his mama. You know, she's a master manipulator. And he got to figure out how to out-manipulate the manipulator. Okay? He got to do that. That's what he got to do. And while he's sitting there, the camera pans over to this set of women. 3 ladies sitting there having themselves a couple of cocktails. One in particular seems to have had too many cocktails. She done eyed Jeffrey out of her peripheral and feel like she needs to go and pussy pop her little ass on over there and have her a grown woman conversation. See if she can pop pussy for a real nigga. You know, that's what she was trying to do. And she goes over there trying to talk to Jeffrey. He's polite about it as he tell her, girl, I ain't interested. And she started trying to convince him. He like, fish, I ain't interested. Well, she don't want to leave him alone. She continues to try, and he tells her, basically, I don't play on your team. So she get mad and throw a drink on him. Well, then, Jeffrey somewhere in here, he'd have been hanging around all these thugs and stuff. He done got a thug in him. He done called her a whole bitch. And one of the lady friends came and got her, and he was like, get her ass up out of here. Well, this one particular lady, that was with them, she's still there, and she's saying she's sorry and everything. And he like, you know, y'all need to get her ass. And old girl said, well, you ain't got to be such an asshole about it. He said, well, she was the ass because I told her I wasn't interested. Just then, when that is happening, here comes the waiter asking Jeffrey, is he all right? And calls him Mr. Harrington. She overhears that and she goes, Harrington? He's like, yeah. She said, oh, I can't talk to you. He said, why not? He said, Harrington, I am the judge that's presiding over the crier in your mom's case. So I can't be talking to you. She go over to the bar to tell the bartender to apologize to her husband for her having to leave, and to apologize to Jeffrey because she can't talk to Jeffrey. It's a conflict of interest for her to do so. Well, as she's saying that and turning to leave, here comes her husband. And who is her husband? None other than Rosie, the nosy neighbor of Candace's. That's her son. The freaky cop that had been trying to fill Jeffrey up and damn near raped him in the backseat of the police car on the other end of the season. Yeah, that's his wife, the judge. And so she gave him a kiss, say she got to go, and please apologize to that young man over there for me. I can't talk to him. And he walks out. She walks on out. Where the cop sits down at one of the tables adjacent to old Poe there, Jeffrey. Jeffrey now is got a semi-smirk on his face. See, the apple don't fall far from the tree, honey. He know he in some shit, and he formulating some shit in his head. Oh, that's your wife? Oh. And that's the judge that's presiding over my mama's case. Old boy walks over there, like I said, and sit at the adjacent table, and he asking him, what you doing talking to my wife? Well, Jeff ain't no pussy punk or failure in this moment. Jeffrey say, meet me in room 3133 or 3131 in 15 minutes and don't have me waiting. Checkmate. Checkmate, baby. Now, let's go on back over to Veronica's house, because you got your onlookers, you got the police, you got the coroner's office, and they over there just so happen to be covering up a body as David is passing by. Now, David don't take it upon himself to do what a normal person would do, which is go in, get out the car and go assess the damage and see who laying up under these sheets, honey. No, he just assumed my wife, and he takes off to go down to the jail, no doubt, and live up to that promise he made Jim about if something happened to his wife. He don't know if his wife did or not. He just assuming based on what he's seen, okay? I respect the fact that David loved Veronica, but I don't understand. I guess we love crazy people. Now, let's go back to Candace's house. And as she's arriving back at the house from her little encounter with Warlock, Benny's sitting out there. Now, first thing she thought was, you seen Mitch? She's like, no, I ain't seen Mitch. He's like, why? She said, oh, I just thought I seen him at the store. No, what you thought was Mitch had called Benny and told him what he seen. And Benny was over there getting ready to do what he do, which is fuck a nigga up for you, when sometimes you don't even deserve to have a man fucking another man up for you. But nevertheless, I digressed a moment. Let me ease on back to what we talking about. He actually there because he want to know, hey, did Jim give you that money, girl? And she said, yeah, he did. He said, did you blackmail him? She said, no. She said, well, why would a man give you that kind of money? She said, follow me if you will. And takes him to her room where she has this safe inside her closet. She opens up the safe and she begins to show him the pictures that she had took of Jim when they had him held hostage with him in bondage and fooling around what appeared to be cross-dressers. And he ain't trying to hit it. She say, look, this is what I do for him. And because I do this kind of stuff for him and play this dominatrix role with him, he takes care of me. I didn't blackmail him into giving me this kind of money. He takes care of me because I take care of him. I know he married. I'm not trying to be his wife, and I ain't no hoe. But I provide him with happiness, and in return, he makes sure that I'm happy. Girl, that's a hoe. No, that's a whore, because whores get paid. But anyway, he's saying, that's how she get her money, okay? Well, he gets to telling her about possibly letting Quincy Jr. come stay with her. She said, to give my son to you is like giving him to Hannah. I'm not going to let Hannah nowhere near my child so she can mess him up the way she did us. He said, ain't nothing wrong with me. So she said, well, are you trying to imply that something's wrong with me? He was like, no, but yeah, he is, girl. He's saying something wrong with you. Well, she flips the conversation on to asking him about him. Has he been sleeping with old Veronica Harris? Ben don't want to talk about this shit. I don't know if he embarrassed or he just don't want to have a conversation. But he won't discuss Veronica with nobody. He's claiming like he ain't messed with her and that's his word and he's sticking to it. And that's what he did. He left her ass alone and there at that house when she started that Veronica Herring stuff. Now let's go back to the hotel because the officer done arrived at the room. He opened that door. He trying to play hard on Jeffrey. Jeffrey ain't here for this shit because Jeffrey already got a plan formulated in his head. He done clocked all Justin T's about why he married to the woman he married, the fact that he's a dirty cop, and the fact that he secretly enjoys the company of men. Dude gonna say you ain't even know you don't even have a psychology degree. He said, oh, that's good you did your background work on me, but it still don't take away from the fact that you a dirty cop. But see, I ain't worried about all that. We ain't gonna worry about what it is that you are. I got a proposition for you. I think I got something you need or you want, and that would be me. And you, I need a favor from you. So they don't say is that he don't break it down what it is that he really wants from this man, but he put it out there that he do want something from him, and that I think they are going to wind up, helping each other out, because wifey judge is this man here wife. So Jeffrey gonna work this to his advantage. Didn't I tell you the apple don't fall far from the tree? While he was sitting over there, it looked like he was weak, and in that moment when he was at Candace's house breaking down, but watch this boy turn around and show you that he is the son of Veronica Harrington. He got every bit of them traits in him that she got. It's just that his traits, like his dad, where he has compassion and he has honor in him, is stronger than them dreams to do a dirty motherfucker like his mama. I just cussed. I'm sorry, that was just one. But anyway, that's what they gonna do. Now, the final scene of the night consisted of David going back down to the jail, as I had told you all he was, to see Jim. The officer said, you had your one visit for the day, until David stuck a stack under that doorway for him. Old boy saw that money and said, meet me round back. David told him, all I need you to do is open up the cell and walk away. And that's what he did. And when he opened up that cell and walked away, in came David like a thief in the night and gave Jim the ass whooping of a lifetime. He told him he was going to give him an enemy like he never had before. So I guess that's what he was doing when he was stomping the shit out of him, punching the hell out of him, and basically giving him what we call a good old fashioned ass whooping, because he was delivering it right to his door for free. No shipping and no handling. That motherfucker shit came right to their door. So that's where we left off at. Far as we know right now, we saying R.I.P. to Wyatt and Maggie. I'm still got my doubts about Wyatt, but Maggie gone. Bye, girl. We gonna miss you. See you at the crossroads so you don't be lonely. And that brings me to the end of this review. In the meantime, in between time, please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys back for Greenleaf. Peace.